Do you ever just want to give up? Do you want to just stay in bed, pull the covers over your head, and cozy in and never get up again? Well, of course you do. Everyone does at some point in time. So what stops us from just giving up? What stops us from going, oh, I can't, I don't know how, this will never work out? Well, for me, what it is my spirit guides. I have a spirit guide who motivates me to show up so that I can show you how to craft your dream life and how to have more of what you want and less of what you don't want. So if you are finding yourself with less than fierce determination, my encouragement to you, my invitation to you is to show up, is to learn how to do journeys. They're the most therapeutic tool that I have found in more than 40 years of facilitating healings for folks. So when you want something, when something is on your heart and you run into obstacles, well, what happens with spiritual guidance, what happens using shamanic journeys, is that you have another opportunity to look again, to respect what you set out to do in the first place. To is again, and spect is like spectacles, right? To re-look. That's what respect is. We re-look at something. What are your determinations? What is it that brings you joy in life? How is it that you're going to show up full on all of the time? And when you're not feeling full on, how do you get yourself from laying down to standing up? Well, often it's a little something. And most often that little something is being of service to others. I've been doing this work for more than 27 years. In August, it'll be 27 years since I quit my soul-sucking day job, which was being a psychotherapist. It's awesome. It's amazing. I love to help people understand how their mind works and understand that they can change it anytime. However, the way that I was doing it, the modality, the method was not working. We can talk about things and talk about it and talk about them and talk about them, but it is until we're inspired. So to be inspired is to be divinely breathed into. So what inspires you? And when you find that, do more of that. So for me, what inspires me is to show you how to have spirit guides, to craft the life of your dreams using the magic of shamanic journeys. Now, there's things along the way. I created Gratitude Genie. So in 3 weeks, you could feel more grateful. You could honor yourself even more. And then at summer solstice, June 22nd, I'm co-hosting a Sisters Summer Solstice one-day retreat. And then I have the Craft Your Dream Life with the magic of shamanic journeys. All of these things are so that you can have the life you want to live. And so often we're living out of don'ts. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to eat that. I don't want to carry this much weight. I don't want to be in this relationship. So when you understand what you don't want, you get to understand what you do want. It's a lovely way to backdoor into your desires. And when you figure out what's important to you, I talk about non-negotiables. I talk about priorities, and I talk about beliefs, because those 3 things are going to anchor you. Now, if you don't know what non-negotiables are, or what your priorities are, or what beliefs you're living out of, most likely, you're not living a life of your dreams. Maybe you're living someone else's dream. Maybe you are helping them fulfill what it is that they want in their life. I spent years working for someone else, working in agencies, doing the work in the way that they had crafted it. And I found that that didn't really work for me. It didn't really work for my clients. They weren't getting better. They weren't getting the relief that they wanted, even though we talked about it. But with shamanism and shamanic journeys and spirit guides, what happens is they want your highest and best or better. And so they give you divine guidance, aided by a constant rhythmic drum beat, like this, so that you can access. You drop your brain into a theta state. You access important information that doesn't come from your neighbor. It doesn't come from your best friend. It doesn't come from your mom or your dad or your helpful relatives. It comes from your deep spiritual connection. So the way that this all happens is, first of all, you know, if you want to give up, get clear on what's important to you. Get clear on how it is that you want your life to be lived out. Get clear about your goals, your hopes, your desires, your aspirations. And then once you're clear with that, the beautiful thing about spirit guides is that they don't leave me laying in bed with the covers over my head. They give a little whisper and they say, Sheila, someone needs you. What is more compelling than someone needing you? And so that motivates me to get up so that I can be here to do this with you. Fierce determination backed by spiritual guidance and counsel is a fabulous way to live your life. So if you're finding yourself a little under the covers and you're not quite sure what to do, my invitation to you is to message me. Come, we'll have a 45-minute deep conversation diving into your desires. What is it that you want out of this life? You know, so many of us, me included, cruise along. We're just going along. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, how did I get myself here? So respect, look again at where you are. And this is what we do in the dream call. So look at where you are. If it's not where you want to be, then just stand up. Put your feet right underneath you. Stand in what's called Tadasana in yoga, the mountain pose, and be still for a moment. Be still. In that stillness, things will bubble up that inspire you to move forward. And then how do you do that? What is the tool? Now, you know, you have where you are and where you want to be, and there's a roadmap there. And then, what's your guidance? How do you find your guidance? You know, for me, it's the drum. It's the shamanic journey. It has been for probably 35, almost 40 years now, to tap into spirit. Spirit will give you the guidance you need. But what tool do you use? For me, it's shamanic journeys. So I would love to teach you the art and craft of shamanic journeying. So first of all, it all starts with a dream call. So book a call, give me a DM, and we'll get together. We'll look at what's important to you. We'll look at what's missing. Because if you're not feeling fulfilled, if you want to stay under the covers all day, and you're having moments where you're like, what the? Then let's find out what's really and truly important to you. And one of the ways to do this is to have a conversation, to look deeply at what are my desires? What do I truly want? And oftentimes, you know, so often I hear, well, I don't really know. And so we go, oh, well, let's find out. Because when you're trying to do this all by yourself, what happens is that we get stalled out. We have our own limited vision. We also have our limiting beliefs. So What are your beliefs? How are you living out your life? And if it isn't in joy and bliss and love, then it's time for something different. So that's my wisdom for today. And so let's raise the vibe to love and above. Bring more joy. You know, we often get worried that we don't know what our purpose is. Well, sometimes our purpose is really simple. Show up. So most days, you'll find me here, sharing shamanic wisdom, laughter, fun, and playfulness, because that, in my opinion, is a beautiful way to go through life. All right. So I also, one of my grounding, firm, foundational beliefs is what I put out into the world comes back to me 3 to 10 times. Now, if I'm being, I call it grumpy stiltskin. So if I'm being all grumpy and I'm being all grouchy and I want to pull the covers over my head and I'm putting that out into the world, guess what's coming back to me? If, however, I listen to my heart and I listen to my spiritual guidance and it says, get up, and I get up, then I'm actually putting something into movement. And you may not know this, but I'm a dance movement therapist. So when I find myself stalled out, stuck, immobilized, feeling sorry for myself, covers over my head, I get up and I move around. I put on some music. I put on something that will inspire me, divinely breathed into, so that I can move this energy through me. Emotions are energy in motion, but so often we feel something and then we hold on to that feeling. Think about resentment. So let's look at that word, resentment. So you're resending this out into the world, and you remember the 3 to 10 times idea that I have. We put this resentment out into the world, and then it comes back to us, and we're wondering, why am I having a terrible day? Or why am I having this conflict in this relationship? Or why am I unfulfilled? And when you stop, there's a thing that I say, stop, breathe, think, and then do. And when you do that, you change up the chemical structure. And in doing that, you have then taken charge of your life. You know, the number one addiction that everybody has is to be in control. So when you do that, when something comes up, you feel it, and you feel it in your body, you're bringing up some emotions, and you forget that it's energy in motion, and you hold on to it, well, something happens to every cell of your body. It feels that. And when you are not loving yourself exactly as you are in the moment, every cell of your body feels that. And it contracts. And in that contraction is less flow, less movement. So my invitation to you is move it on out. That when you feel something, just stop. Put your hands on your heart. Take a nice deep breath. And then begin from that place. Often that's enough. That'll shift it. If that doesn't do the job, then move your body. Go for a walk. Step outside. Feel what's going on. Feel what's going on out there. You know, for me, I'm all warm and cozy in my winter duds because it's chilly out there. But I stepped out to feel it. And when you do that, when you step outside of the environment you're in to feel something, you'll notice a shift. So, what do you truly want? Are you really living the life of your dreams? And there's going to be ups and downs and ins and outs and all of that. But when you know where you're going, what is it that you desire? Then you have a destination. You have a map from here to there. The next thing that you is useful is to have a guide. I've been guiding for 40 years now. And then the next important thing is to have a tool. What tools can you use? For me, it's the shamanic journey. I'm always back to the shamanic journey. What do my guides have to say about this? How am I going to maneuver through this? And I listen to my guidance. And then after that listening, I had someone say to me, well, I'm always asking. And I'm like, well, are you listening? And like, yeah, I'm listening. And then it's because so often we forget. We ask and then we expect something out there to change. The however is that it's us that has the two legs that make that change. So stop, listen, think, and then do. All right, everyone, let's give away some love so we can get some. All right, energize your hands. Use your body. Put your hands on your heart. Take a nice deep breath and open fully to give, accept, and embrace all the good the universe has for you. One more time. I open fully and freely to give it away, give it away, give it away. Accept big old bowls with your hands and embrace, put it in your heart, all the good the universe has for me. One more time. I open fully and freely to give, accept, and embrace all the good the universe has for me. Namaste, aho, bliss, and in case no one has told you so far today, you are amazing. I love you. I'll see you. Bye-bye.